SMS and other message platforms. While social messaging marketing will largely refer to Facebook and WhatsApp, it can actually encompass a number of other platforms and strategies. SMS. SMS marketing means sending messages to your potential buyers in order to tell them about your offers and deals. SMS marketing is popular with companies because texts have such a high open rate. However, market research conclusively shows that people are aggravated by text messages from businesses, and there are some stringent laws in the U.S. that prevent you from abusing this technique. This form of marketing has many of the same benefits and weaknesses as does WhatsApp marketing. A few key things can ensure that your SMS marketing is well received and not frustrating. Get permission from your recipients. Get people to sign up for your SMS alerts rather than surprising them. This is the only way to avoid this strategy damaging your brand's reputation. Be respectful. Think carefully about how often you're going to message and at what times. People won't appreciate getting 3 texts a day from you, and they certainly don't want to hear about pizza at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. Know your audience. The key is to send the right message to the right person at the right time. Make sure that your message is on point and that you have enough information about the recipients to assume that they may be interested in your offer. If you have a really good system going, you can even message your customers to say happy birthday and offer a discount. Provide value. The main kind of message that your users are willing to receive is a discount or special offer. This way, you are providing actual value by saving them money, and you can link them straight to your app where they can redeem the offer. Be creative. While it's not always appropriate, you can use SMS in creative ways to increase engagement. Potential options include running competitions, sending rhymes, or using ASCII art. If you can make your recipients smile, this will go a long way to improving the reception of your message. You have to be extremely careful with SMS marketing then, but by thinking logically and understanding its limitations, you can still be successful. No one will begrudge being wished happy birthday by a company. Likewise, if the lead has actually interacted with you personally in a meaningful way, then SMS and WhatsApp by extension become more viable. For instance, you can message a customer who is in your store, and you'll then be able to strike up a conversation. You can likewise message a customer to confirm they have ordered a product and include the note to respond to this message with any questions. Again, this can use a non-aggravating message in order to begin a longer communication thread with more potential sales and marketing opportunities. NFC and proximity marketing. Something else similar but more obscure is NFC marketing. NFC stands for Near Field Communication, and this is the ability of your phone to transfer data simply by being in close proximity to another device. NFC marketing could potentially allow people to open your website or app by just tapping their mobile device against a poster in your store, or to check themselves in on Facebook. All you need is an RFID chip, and these are very small and cost-effective. This is an early technology, though, and not something that people are getting involved in a big way just yet. The potential for collecting data is somewhat huge, though. NFC can also be used as a form of proximity marketing, meaning that you can send messages to users as they walk past certain points in your store. Other examples of proximity marketing include marketing via Bluetooth or GSM. These methods have a lot of hurdles to overcome, though, as people need to accept incoming Bluetooth requests, for instance, and it's really a little invasive. For now, you can generally ignore this type of marketing unless you have an extremely specific and creative use in mind. Hopefully, if nothing else, this training has demonstrated to you already that you can get over many of the hurdles of social messaging marketing by thinking creatively. Others. This is only just scratching the surface, though. Here are some other platforms you can use social messaging through in order to reach out to your potential customers and clients. Instagram. Instagram has a direct messaging functionality that works similarly to Facebook's. This is actually no coincidence, seeing as Facebook owns Instagram, and thus it should also come as no surprise to learn that Instagram and Facebook Messenger are closely integrated. You can answer Instagram messages right through Facebook. Instagram's visual nature and excellent ROI make it a popular choice among businesses, especially those with a very visual product or emotive message. The limitation has always been that you can't place a link to buy a product in your image description. An easy solution, though? Just place a note saying DM for more, then answer them on Facebook Messenger. There are other powerful tricks you can use on Instagram too. One is to run a poll, and this way see which of your followers answered. The reason this works so well is that you can then message, for example, only the followers that answered that they would be interested in X product, and that way you're directly talking to a qualified lead. Likewise, you can also invite users to ask you questions via the sticker provided in Stories. Again, this gives you the opportunity to speak to those users directly as a follow-up. Skype. Skype is another very useful tool for business. You can easily message a lot of businesses that use Outlook or other Microsoft accounts, and this is a format where a lot of companies feel happy doing business. Send a WhatsApp message to the head of an accounting firm, and they might well be extremely annoyed. But if they receive a ping on Skype, this is a far more suitable environment and one that they can answer at their own leisure. Another strategy is to send an email and simply ask, would it be okay if I messaged on Skype to continue this conversation? LinkedIn. LinkedIn's InMail has a number of highly powerful features that make it ideal for a number of marketing and business activities. One is InMail's ability to let you message second and third degree contacts. That means that as long as someone is connected to someone that you are connected to, a mutual connection, you can reach out to them. This in turn means you can message big influencers in your niche, potentially far huger than you might otherwise stand a chance of reaching. Add as many people as possible from your personal network in your list, and you will that way be able to grow your network on LinkedIn and your reach to a massive extent. The excellent plugin called Rapportive, find it here, is also very useful. This tool will allow you to see the LinkedIn details of anyone who messages you via Gmail, which means you can turn every new message into a new connection to then speak with. Like Skype, LinkedIn is a platform that businesses use in order to network and find opportunities. So if you have a B2B service, then this is a great option for sending DMs. This is really just scratching the surface of the social messaging apps out there. There are many more, and essentially most social media platforms now have some form of social messaging. To that end, you should look at the platforms where your brand is thriving most and then explore the potential benefits of using social messaging as well. What is conversational commerce? Conversational commerce was a term that was initially coined by Uber's Chris Messina. You might know Uber as the taxi company that has absolutely exploded in the last decade, to the point that it has completely disrupted its industry and even gotten some analysts and economists pretty worried. So this guy knows what he's talking about, and social messaging apps are clearly a big part of his strategy. So what does all this mean? How can you employ it in your own strategies? Essentially, conversational commerce describes the rapidly rising trend of interacting between businesses and clients and customers through social apps and tools. This includes custom apps, SMS, and even telepresence like Skype and Zoom. Via these methods, consumers get to discuss matters with company representatives, to get customer support to ask pertinent questions about their products and services, and even make purchases. This completely changes the game in a profound way that may help to take your business to a completely different level. Why? Because you can now speak directly with a customer one-to-one. While this might seem like a lot of effort, it does several things for your relationship. One, it reassures your customers and clients that your business is run by real people and that they will be able to get a hold of you. This is huge because it means that if someone were to have a problem with a product or service, they would be able to get in touch and get a useful response and hopefully have the issue resolved. This in turn creates a huge amount of additional trust in your business, meaning that they are far more likely to click buy and take a risk with their hard-earned cash. 2, it creates a sense of gratitude and obligation. Most of us are fairly humble. While there are certainly some entitled individuals out there, and we will discuss how to deal with these types in future videos, most people actually don't expect to get an answer from a big organization or company. We tend to think of professional organizations as being somehow more important than us, and as such, we are shy about asking for advice. When a company actually takes the time to respond to a question, or even to send a marketing message in some cases, this can show that they care about the individual. Humbled, they might then feel somewhat obligated to buy, or at least feel far more inclined to, viewing your business as having earned them. 3, you can deal with issues and barriers to sale head-on. A barrier to sale is anything that prevents a customer from wanting to do business with you. So, for example, if someone were unsure which product out of a selection was right for them, then they might choose not to buy. But by using chat, you can then answer the question for them, point them in the right direction, and hopefully fill them with lots of confidence that will help them to make a purchase. You can even get the process started. That is to say, you can help someone begin filling out a form or even talk them through the checkout process. The answer to that question is X. Product Y should be able to help you with that. Would you like me to add it to your cart? This can drastically increase your conversion rate while also serving the client and giving them a good experience. 4, you can get feedback and very useful information. A very strong example might be to ask, I see you were looking at product X but didn't buy. What could I do to change your mind? This can go as far as to convert an otherwise lost customer into a buyer. If not, it can give you valuable information that you can use to improve your products in future and increase your chances of making more sales next time. Generating goodwill. Another fantastic benefit of using conversational commerce is that it allows you to generate goodwill. One of the secrets to success in business is to over-deliver. That's to do more than you promise and more than you have to, and thereby to pleasantly surprise the customer. People love being surprised in this manner. To do this, you can try messaging someone to wish them happy birthday, to thank them for buying from you, or to check if they have access to everything that they need or thank them for signing up to the site. Make this a personal message, and they will likely be extremely touched that you took the time out. I still remember as a child once signing up to a newsletter for a game I liked, Abe's Odyssey, and then getting a card from the company on my birthday. This was huge for me as a young fan. While this might be impossible for some businesses to replicate owing to financial and time constraints, it's certainly not impossible to consider sending a Facebook message. And people will really appreciate that and remember your business as a result. How to reach out. Of course, the problem with conversational commerce is starting that conversation in a way that doesn't upset or insult the user. Drop-off rates are huge when companies start sending unsolicited messages, and this is something that companies should think hard about. The good news is that there are plenty of ways to safely start this kind of conversation. One is to wait for the individual to contact you through your Facebook page or your website. A chatbot on your website can also help you do this. Another is to get them to sign up and opt in to your message using the buttons we described before. You can also wait for them to contact you and then message them back. Another great strategy is to respond to a message that someone leaves on your wall, but privately. All these things work, and we'll discuss them in future videos. For now, though, just know that there are plenty of good ways you can reach out to your clients and customers to begin this kind of conversational commerce, meaning you can take advantage of all those huge benefits we've touched on so far. Or you can start selling directly.